What up, my peeps? Good morning. We are here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up? What up, what up, what up? What's up, everybody? Everybody, what's up? Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Let me see if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me, correct? Okay, yes, y'all saying yes. All right, well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, team. You know what? I'm gonna wait for the people to get up in here. But all y'all owe me something because I've been done told y'all. I've been done told y'all that Nene and Andy have been discussing stuff behind the scenes. I heard that from a very reliable source. So when I came down here and I told y'all didn't believe me. Y'all said the door was closed. That's what you said. Uh-huh. Y'all said, now with Andy, the door is closed. Now we're gonna get a little bit further into it because that does not mean she's coming back to RHOA. But we're gonna have a conversation. All right. Um, what's up, CC, aka Grown Woman Don't Try Me? C. Patterson said, I just read about Kojic suing Moses Tyson for defamation. Was waiting for your live. So I kind of hit on that, not too much, but um, so I'll say this about that. I haven't read the lawsuit in full, and I haven't really paid attention to anybody who has read the lawsuit in full. I'm quite sure that, from my understanding, I think they're suing him for $500,000 for defamation. But like I said, I haven't really gotten into the details of that lawsuit. Um, but I did touch on it a little bit. Okay, let's see who else up in here. It's early on a Saturday. I get it. I get it. Hey Terry. Hey SY. Hey Mocha Drop. Miss Lori Eden. Mocha Drop. Let's see. Miss Amelia is in the house. I know that's right. Okay, so listen, y'all. It's going down over there at BravoCon. Okay, it is so much happening at BravoCon. Okay. Um. So we'll do BravoCon in just a moment. Let's talk about Bell Collective real quick, and then we'll talk about BravoCon. Y'all, they honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all my honest and true opinion on this situation with this Mandy. So basically, in the episode, Glenn is trying to have a recommitment ceremony with Letitia. Letitia don't really want to have no recommitment ceremony because she say, you know, Glenn is being Glenn. Now, they also showed a preview to the reunion next week, right? Um, Letitia sits on that couch and tells Latrice, I am not arguing with you. I don't want to argue with you. I want to sit here. And then Cliff says, Glenn is my homie. We friends. Latrice says, Glenn ain't your, I mean, yeah, Glenn ain't your friend, and neither is Letitia a friend to me. girl, girl. Let's just say I saw this coming from a mile away. I told y'all about this too. I told y'all Letitia and Latrice was gonna fall out. Did I not tell y'all that last season? I told y'all, and the people don't believe me. But here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to Letitia and Latrice. I'm not mad at Latrice's response being everything that you are putting on me should be put on your husband. All your energy that you're putting into me should be put into your husband for what your husband is doing to you. At the end of the day, you're mad at, granted, could Latrice have said something to Letitia? Yeah, she could have, because they weren't in a horrible, horrible place according to them, right? They weren't in a horrible place. So she could have told her. Now, again, I see Latrice for who she is, but also in this situation, when you got two friends, how do you go about telling your other friend, like, hey, my friend, my homegirl over here was in your husband's DM? Like, I get it. I totally get it. And I think people think just because Latrice and Letitia are friends and they're on this show that she should have just went and told her. But again, I feel like, and this is just me being honest. I feel like if you got two friends, if you friends with Amanda and you friends with Letitia over here, I do think they put you in a hard place. Now, do I think that Latrice still has something to do with those questions? I absolutely do. And those I feel like she should answer for, right? I feel like she should take full accountability for those questions because you knew about those questions. Even if you didn't write those questions down, you knew the context of those questions. So I feel like in that area, she should be a woman and she should absolutely stand in that full throttle, right? But Letitia is only getting back what she puts out. This is literally you didn't have a problem doing it with Tarsha and Greedy. You have come for Tambra more than anybody on this. Well, you and Marie have come for Tambra more than anybody on this show. Actually, I take that back. Marie didn't have nothing to do with the Tarsha situation, or did she? Do y'all remember that? Tasha, whatever that lady name is. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Marie had anything to do with that. But anyway, besides the point. Marie is her own woman. Letitia is her own woman. Letitia decided to go sit down with Tarsha, talking about you mentored her and that's your friend. And then you went over there and you sat down with Tambra's ex, the stalker. So again, everything that you put out, you just getting it back. You just receiving it. That's just the way I feel about the situation. So therefore, girl, you can miss me with all this heat toward Latrice in that sense. Because again, I think all your smoke should be for your husband. Period. Your husband entertained Amanda. Your husband DM'd her first. Your husband acted on it, and then he want to come out and spin it. And I told y'all that they was gonna lean on this the entire season, this short season that we had 7 episodes. I told you that Letitia and Glenn was going to lean into this because what Letitia is trying to do is instead of holding her husband accountable, she wants to hold all the ladies accountable because this is a sisterhood. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And I think we've said this before. I think when it comes to friends and you telling your friends about what their significant other is doing, there are some friends that you can tell that to, and there's some friends you just sit back and mind your business. Keep your nose out of them people's business because at the end of the day, one thing that bothers me the most is when somebody comes to you and vents to you about their significant other out here cheating and doing other things, and then you witness them doing it, and then you take it to them as like clarification or like, like, hey, what you thought was happening is actually really happening, and let me show it to you. And then they still choose to get mad. You got friends like that, and then you got friends that are receptive to it. More than not, friendships are ruined when you start being involved in relationships or when you start telling what's going on in relationships. That's typically when friendships start to dissolve. And I think at least some of y'all in the chat probably can attest to that, right? So that's my take on that. That's my take on that. Um, I don't know why Bell Collective only got 7 episodes. I don't know. I don't know why. But let me just tell you how that works. So OWN lets Carlos know how many episodes, how many parts to the reunion that they're going to get. They let them know, programming lets them know all of that, right? Programming lets them know that they're only getting 7 episodes because you have to think about it. Carlos King is the one who's filming this. It's his production company. He may be working with a third-party production company that's filming this. But at the end of the day, he has to send, Kingdom Reign has to send all of the stuff that they have, the data, the episodes, scenes, all of that. They have to send it to OWN, and then OWN edits, does whatever they're going to do with it. So essentially, the network orders however many episodes that they see that the season gets, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. And then they also order those based on the reunion. So if you're having a 2-part reunion, which there's no reason why there should be a 2-part reunion. Not one reason. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 parts. It should just be 1, because we don't have much to talk about. All we really going to talk about is Letitia and Glenn and Latrice and Cliff. What and Maria and her fake relationship with that man. Other than that, what else is there to talk about? What have we discussed in the last 6 or 7 episodes to have a multi-part reunion? To discuss what? A reunion honestly could be 15 minutes and we can go on, grab our purses, put our stuff in our purses, and get on out the building. I'm just saying. That's what we can do. Because it ain't really worth all the extra headache, in my opinion. All right, y'all, double tap the screen for your boy. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. I guess I won't hear from YouTube until Monday about this strike, because I would have thought yesterday was the 10th business day. How many business days was it from Halloween? Okay, maybe I don't supposed to count Halloween, considering that's the day that I put the claim in. So maybe we don't count the 31st. Let's start with the 3rd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I guess 10 is the 17th. So we'll see what they say about that strike on Monday. Ciao. And by the way, since we talking about that strike, I got the strike because of that Baltimore officer that ran over that little boy, or it wasn't a little boy, but that ran over that man. I just saw something yesterday on the internet that said that he has been suspended without pay. Good. And next his ass needs to be fired. Okay. He needs to be fired. Okay. Yeah. I saw that last night or this morning. One of the two. All right, so y'all, so let's go ahead and get into BravoCon and the things going on over there at the Bravo of the Con. All right, so it looks like, all right, everybody, I gotta admit, has been looking good down to the BravoCon. And the only person that I thought, what the hell about, is Shamia. Shamia is the only person that I was like, girl, you could have left all this at home, girl. I'm sorry, y'all. I love a giddy, full of energy type of person, but Shamia looks worse. Sorry, but she does. Shamia looks worrisome. You know how you just got a friend that's cool to be around, but then they do too much? That's Shamia. You can't tell me otherwise. That's Shamia. Yeah. All right. So let's get into what everybody is talking about. And everybody is clearly talking about the Grand Dame being at BravoCon. Okay. So last night, BravoCon had an awards ceremony down there. That is where Candy got her award, and all of the things. Well, Karen came out. All right, Karen came out, and we wondered what Karen was doing. She wasn't a part of any of the panels. The Potomac panel was yesterday. We'll get into the Potomac panel as well. But Karen showed up to the awards, and she was a presenter down to the awards down there at Bravo. Okay, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. However, some of the comments, y'all are weird in the comments. The comments are saying, I don't think she deserved a standing ovation. We're celebrating DUIs. Can y'all stop? That's dumb to me. That's dumb to me. And I don't know what this thing is where we always think that everybody gotta do horrible or bad stuff. Y'all, that lady could have learned a lesson. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. She could have definitely learned her lesson. What I've learned about black folks is black folks who scrutinize you, they'll come down here to talk bad about you. And then when you go do the work, she done served her time in jail. When you go do the work and come back, it still ain't good enough for folks. She didn't. She could have. She could have harmed somebody, but she didn't. Do I think she need to sit down and stuff like that? I've always said that, but to say that she doesn't deserve a standing ovation because we're celebrating her having an addiction to alcohol or whatever, allegedly, I think is weak and weird. And I don't know why y'all not talking in this chat, but y'all better say something. Y'all better open up an eye and talk. Hell, I ain't talking to myself. That ain't why I'm live. If that's the case, I could have done a pre-recorded video. Y'all better talk. It's sad. So I really, hey, that lady 1982, hey Nurse Jones, hey Miss April, hey Lee, hey Miss Felicia, hey Kay Calloway, hey Miss Nene, hey everybody, if I didn't speak. So I just think instead of us giving people the opportunity to like just allow the lady to grow, y'all. We really don't know. We don't know people's growth path. That's why I think it's so weird to just have things to say. She's done her time. She's also on supervised release as well. That's another thing that people not thinking about. And we don't know. We don't know what she's doing outside of what we see on television, outside of what we see being reported in the news. We don't know what kind of work she's doing. I think people are whack when they do stuff like that. Like, you just don't know what work people are doing. But instead, y'all will get up here. I mean, they've done it to everybody. They've done it to everybody. But I'll say this about Karen. Karen is leaning into her Karen Huger. She did say that she wants to give up this Grand Dame title for now. For now. And she just wants to be Karen Huger. Let her live in Karen Huger. Because on those police reports, on her being in jail, it didn't say the Grand Dame when she went to jail. It said Karen Huger. It didn't say the Grand Dame when she went to jail. And stop saying that lady went to prison, because she didn't go to prison. She went to jail. There's a difference. And that's all I gotta say. I pray that if Karen comes back on this show, I pray that the show is not a hindrance to guide her back down that path that she's healing from. That's just my prayer for her. And people love Karen. Say what you want. She is and will always be an OG of Potomac. She will be an anchor of Potomac, whether you like her or not, whether you feel like she brings anything or not. That's just what it is. So again, black folks, please just chill. We be our own worst problem. For real. Black people, we are our own worst problem. Hey, Butterfly, give her grace, man. Come on. Right. I could understand if she got out of jail and got another DUI. I can understand that she got out of jail and was doing all these interviews talking about about her jail time and all of that, but she ain't doing that. So chill out. Just please, just chill out. Just chill out. Karen actually looks refreshed. I said the same thing, that lady 1982. Even when I saw her in the airport, I saw a clip of her in the airport, and I said Karen looks like a different woman. She looks like she's been through the process of healing. She's been in jail. So, I really just wish people would apply grace. But, you're gonna have people um who are gonna be weird and everything, but we want the best for Karen. We want the best for Karen. We want the best. All right. She looks great. All right, in Jersey news. It looks like Teresa and Joe and her brother, they have made up. Melissa, they didn't throw shade at each other. When they were asked the question, they didn't throw shade at each other. Now, a lot of people thinking it's because they want to be back on the show or they want to be back on New Jersey or whatever. Um, but I will say this. I will say this. I'm going to be one that's going to be optimistic about their relationship and the rekindling of their relationship. I'm going to be optimistic about it. And I think that they can grow as well. They family at the end of the day. And Teresa's brothers' children are Teresa's nieces and nephews, and vice versa. Teresa's girls are Joe's nieces. And at the end of the day, that's all they got. They don't have their parents. All they got is each other. So I'm a root for them. I hope they do fix it, and I do hope this lasts. You know what I'm saying? I hope it lasts. At the end of the day, y'all, when family rekindle, when family gets stuff together, I'm just gonna be on the one on the back burner saying, I hope and pray that it continues to be this way. Do they possibly need a check? That could possibly be true. I think two things can be true with this situation at the same time. Could they be actually rekindling their relationship? Yeah. Could they be doing it because they need a check? Yeah. I'm just being honest. That's my take on that. But I thought it looked good to see them hug it out, um, and talk and do all of the things. Okay. I thought it was great. Freddie, you will be exiting stage left. Thank you. All right. So let's get into y'all ain't coming in here interrupting my show. All right, so let's get into the Wendy of it all. All right. So Wendy was asked if and became fake overtime to me. Yeah. I see what you're saying, C. Patterson. So Wendy did show up to BravoCon, which is a plus. Wendy did show up to BravoCon. I thought that was dope. I thought having Wendy there was good. Because one thing you can't say about Wendy is that Wendy is being weak and that Wendy is hiding. She's not showing up to things. You can't say that about Wendy. Wendy is definitely showing her face. Eddie is showing his face. Eddie was there as well. So salute to her and Eddie for at least doing that. Because most people would have caved in. They would be hiding. They would be down to the house, not coming out. So shout out and salute to Wendy for that. I think that it just proves that you are a strong person. And I I could I salute her for that. I salute her for that. So she spoke and she basically said that she couldn't say much, but what she would say is thanks to everyone for the support and the love that they have given her during this terrible time or during this difficult time. I won't say terrible. Let's say difficult time. She thanked the audience. She thanked everybody, right? And she did also say that the majority of her cast members have been there for her, except for one. Except for one. hmm Except for one. Or except for two. Because I didn't hear her mention Kiana. I did not hear her mention Kiana. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Kiana was sitting next to Monique on the stage. Right? It was Monique, Kiana. No, it was Monique and Ashley. Was Kiana on that stage? She's there. But I'm trying to remember who was she sitting next to there. Was she sitting next to Giselle? Maybe she was next to Giselle. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go look. Because I don't remember even hearing Kiana say anything. So was she on that panel? Okay, from the other end, it was Tia and Angel, and then it was Stacy and Wendy. Then it was the moderator. Then it was Giselle and girl. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know if she was on the Potomac panel. Ashley is sitting next to Giselle, so maybe Kiana is sitting next to Monique. Maybe she is sitting next to Monique. Anyway, so Wendy gave her thoughts on what took place. Now, Ashley, y'all remember Ashley was saying we catching alimonies and not felonies or something like that. Something like that she said. And so Ashley attempted to apologize to Wendy on the BravoCon stage, and Wendy said, I do not accept it. Ashley gonna say, I hate when people apologize like this. Hold on. I hate when you apologize to me like this because you can keep your dry ass unwanted apology. But when you say, um, it's up to you whether you're gonna accept the apology or not. Don't we already know that? When you say that, it means your apology is not sincere to me. I'm just being honest. I don't like when people say that. I don't like when people put conditions on their apology that they're giving to somebody else. You allow me to tell you if I accept your apology or not. You ain't gotta say that. You ain't gotta say, um, yeah, whether she accepts the apology or not. Stop that. Stop. I want people to stop doing that. Stop apologizing like that. That's not an authentic or real way to apologize to anybody. You let me tell you. If you're apologizing to me, you let me tell you if I'm going to accept it or if I'm not going to accept it. Don't jump to conclusion. Don't jump to don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like when people do that. Don't apologize to me like that. If you're gonna apologize, you're gonna apologize. Okay? And I need to hear the R in your apology. I'm like Medea. I need to feel that you are sincere about your apology. Don't play with me. I don't like when people do that. Don't do that. It's almost like you're trying to predict whether I'm it's when people say that, I think they automatically know that a person is not going to accept their apology for what they've done. And that's the reason why they do that. So no, girl. And I'm with Wendy wholeheartedly on this because you not only did you say it out of your mouth, but you also shared it to your story with the same sentiments. No, I'm not accepting your apology. Who the hell you think you are? She literally doubled down on it the next day by resharing it to her story. Ashley is a gutter snipe. Ashley is not likable. Ashley knew what she was saying, and I'm with Wendy. I wouldn't accept your dry, scaly ass apology either. Now go straight to hell. That's what I would tell you. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so let's get into this Dr. Heavenly of it all. Okay, so we know that Dr. Heavenly is running for Congress. And it was asked yesterday, Toya and Contessa. It was asked to Toya and Contessa, does Heavenly have their vote? I'm gonna say this because I know a lot of y'all are probably gonna disagree with me. That's it, Mia. That's all she was looking for because the viewers ate Ashley up about what she did to Wendy. Them viewers ate her up. They ate her up. So that's exactly what she was doing. So I'm with Wendy. I wouldn't accept your apology either. So Dr. Heavenly, y'all know, is running for Congress. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. In the very, very beginning, I was like, Heavenly, please, please, Heavenly, please, 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 Heavenly, please. But I honestly believe that Heavenly may actually win. I really do. I don't think that Heavenly would be doing this if she didn't think that she could possibly win. It's just me being honest. And I know some of y'all are going to disagree with me, and that is okay. I would honestly say as well that yesterday Heavenly went live. I did tap into the live, right? So listen to the live. It was her and Quad and my homie Walt that does hair. I know he does Juice the Door's hair. I believe he does Heavenly's hair as well. But anyway, I know he does Kenya's hair. He does a lot of the Bravo people's hair. And so Heavenly was talking about how, she grew up on food stamps, she grew up on public assistance, she grew up on all these things, but she doesn't like talking about it because she said it makes her super emotional. Um she don't like talking about those things. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was interactive in the live yesterday, and I actually told her I think you being more vulnerable is what people need to see. You opening up more is what the people need to see. They need to see that. I think a lot of who Heavenly is rooted in who she was as a child, right? Or how she was raised or how she grew up. So it's going to take you to have to talk about those tough situations in order for people to relate to you or for you to relate to other people. That's my take on Heavenly. I do think because she was getting emotional on the live, and she said talking about her childhood makes her really emotional, and I think that that's why Heavenly does what Heavenly does, because she has not uncovered the root of why she can't talk about it without getting emotional or feeling some sort of hit. You know what I mean? So I agree with what Quad said. Quad said you will relate more to your people. And by the way, Quad is no longer her campaign manager, by the way. But Quad ain't been her campaign manager in some months now. It's been a minute. But I like that they didn't let that break their friendship. I do like that. But anyway, um, I agree with what Quad said. Quad said you lived on food stamps. Look at what people are dealing with when it comes to food stamps. You lived on housing. Look at this big, beautiful bill and look what's in there about housing and look at literally what's going on. Look at the employment rates. Look at all of these things that you could tell your story on and it could help other people. I agree with Quad. I do. A lot of people agree with Toya. Toya said that until Heavenly shows her, I'll just let y'all hear what Toya had to say. This last one is a little messy. Oh, by the way, let me say this about Contessa. Contessa irks my nerves, honestly. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. Contessa's not one of my Contessa's not one of my faves by all means at all. But I watched the interview with Jesse Wood and Dr. Heavenly, and I also watched the interview with Dr. Heavenly and Jamal Bryant. And he did say or she did say that Contessa is the reason why she's running. One of the reasons why she's running. Contessa and her had a conversation. They were at some event, and Contessa pulled her to the side and said, I think you should run. The Heavenly told her no. They had another conversation, and she said that Contessa really did help her. She actually got emotional on Jesse Woo's podcast when Jesse Woo asked her about Contessa. And so I thought that was dope because the rocky past that Contessa and Dr. Heavenly have had, but in this moment, she's choosing to honestly be by her side during this process. I think that says a lot about Contessa's character. I think that's dope. I do. I think it's dope. We could be on the opposite end complaining about it, but I think it's dope. When you have issues with people, but they're still in your corner and still supporting you. By the way, con, between Contessa and Jackie and Quad, she said that they have given the most to Heavenly. Heavenly said that they're the ones who have given the most. Contessa, Jackie, and Quad, and I think that's dope. I think it's dope. Until Toya can tell us why she keep moving them children from house to house. By the way, this upcoming season, they finally done moved into their second dream home, or Toya's second dream home. It don't be Eugene's dream home. Let's be very clear. It's Toya's dream home. Okay. All right, let's go.
See. Okay. It's a quick. This last one is a little messy. Okay. It's a quick answer. Okay. Does Heavenly have your vote? No, she doesn't. But for me, yes, absolutely, unequivocally. No. I'm not one of those individuals who are just going to vote for someone just because they're my friend. You have to show me that you're worthy of the position. And right now, we need to take it very seriously. We have a lot of people in positions in office, and it's a mess. And I'm not going to add to the mess. So when she shows me that she's cleaned herself up and that she's polished and she knows how to answer the questions in a way that's for the people, she'll have my vote. But as of no. This last one is a little messy. Okay. It's a quick answer.
Everybody.
Okay.
So the oh, I never knew that. I never knew that. Heavenly responded. Oh God, Heavenly responded and said, "My existence is a mirror to her failures." The Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Heavenly. Heavenly, this is what they talking about right here, Heavenly. My God. My sorry. I'm sorry to be Heavenly, this is what they talk about, right? This is why you ain't gonna get no votes. I'm sorry. Oh God. That is crazy. Why is she and they pin her comment? Oh my God. Oh my God. Honestly, I ain't gonna hold y'all. This may be what Georgia needs for real. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This may be what Georgia needs. Speaking of needs of Georgia, I did see that Trump is no longer endorsing Marjorie Taylor Greene. So when y'all gonna give me my credit? Because did I not tell y'all some weeks ago that them two, I did I not tell you? I told y'all to stay tuned because Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump Isha were gonna get into it. Did I not tell y'all that? I told y'all, pay attention because Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump gonna be into it. And I be god dog if he didn't say that he is no longer endorsing her. I told y'all don't listen to me. I swear y'all don't listen to me. Oh, by the way, well, maybe the reason why y'all don't listen to me is because I don't have content over here. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why y'all don't listen to me. I don't know. But I told y'all. I thank you, Nurse Jones. I called it. I told y'all. Hey Gigi. Hey Gigi. Hey. I told y'all they was gonna be into it, and I told y'all it was gonna be a movie that I'm gonna have, that I'm gonna sit on the front row and I will have my popcorn. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. Okay, so that's what Toya had to say. Child, girl, girl. That's what Toya had to say here. Okay, so Andy confirms that K Michelle and Pinky Cole will be joining Real Housewives of Atlanta, which they hadn't made a official announcement. And no, Pinky or K Michelle is not at BravoCon. Um, I want to know why they didn't invite them though. And the invite list was already created prior to, but I really, I I don't know. I think they could have added them, but maybe K Michelle had something going on. Maybe Pinky did too. Maybe they already had something going on. But I could have sworn. Well, I don't know. I think they should have been there, but maybe they had something going on. All right. So, Andy reveals. Well, a fan asked, out of the three women, who would you speak to first? And the women were Bethany Frankel, Kathy Griffin, and Nene Leakes. Okay. And y'all might as well go on and give me my flowers on this Nene Leakes and Andy situation because I already told y'all. To everybody who said that the door was closed, I knew it won't. Let me tell y'all something. If Andrew ever walked around these parts and said that he did not love or miss Nene, it would be a lie. I know Nene said some hurtful stuff, but it would be a lie. It would be a lie. Still a possibility that could be demoted to friends of. Oh no, they won't. They won't. What would be the reason for them to put them as friends of? Friends of are clearly at BravoCon too. So that don't mean nothing. Monique is a friend of. She was there, and they were friends of other shows, but also the new Married to Medicine ladies aren't on Bravo's lineup either. So I think I think that it's based off of the invites that maybe went out before they started filming the season. I don't know. But then again, I don't know because Potomac. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And Beverly Hills too. Beverly Hills has not premiered yet, and their friends of is coming on to BravoCon. So I don't know. I I don't think that Bravo will make the mistake of making K Michelle or Pinky Cole a friend of. Mm-mm. I think they got their friend of, which is Cynthia. hmm I don't see Bravo doing that. Okay. So the three ladies that he said him and Kathy Griffin had just emailed each other, but then he said that he and Nene had spoke some months ago. They had text some months ago. So that tells me that the door is not closed. Will we see Nene back on Housewives? I don't really think so. But here's what I do think. I do think that Nene could possibly be on some show, get a show, something of some sort. Just mark my words as you hear me say this. Nene could be in the works of doing some things. Cause I see y'all going in on my girl talking about her podcast ain't came back. It's just been 3 months. Chill out. Sometimes podcasts take breaks. Don't do that to my good sis. And by the way, when it comes to the Nene Leaks podcast, okay, when her and Sierra had that show together, and can't nobody tell me that her and Sierra ain't fell out. I like how they ain't letting the internet and stuff get involved, but Nene and Sierra fell out. I don't even see them comment on each other's stuff. I don't even know if Nene follows Sierra. I don't know if Sierra followed Nene, but they fell out. They had to fall out. From what I heard, this is what I heard. Okay, I heard that Sierra was being extremely unprofessional behind the scenes, and it's just been 3 months. Y'all better leave my girl alone. It's just been 3 months. Hell, she on a break. From what I heard, they said that Sierra was showing up late, not wanting to film and not wanting to do a whole bunch of stuff, and that she was hard to work with behind the scenes. So the last episode that they actually filmed or was supposed to film, Sierra didn't show up. Allegedly, Sierra didn't show up. And so when Nene changed the set to the Nene Leaks show, right? They changed the set to the Nene Leaks show, and when she had Carlos and Michelle, ATL, and Brown, and all them on there, that was a result of Sierra being late and not showing up and not being professional, from what I heard. Okay. But somebody was asking about that podcast the other day, and I said, "Oh, it's on down the drain." I didn't like it no way. I didn't like it no way. I I I don't care for Sierra. I don't like Sierra. I'm just gonna keep it honest. I don't like Sierra. I don't like Sierra. I do not like her. Um, and so I one of the things that would irritate me the most is when Nene would be talking, Sierra would be, well, how was it with on your show on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? And then here go Nene. Well, before you say that, Nene, like, because we run in all of the circles and stuff over here, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta, and then Nene would go back to answering the question, and then Sierra interrupt her again. That was so aggravating. That was so aggravating. So I'm kind of glad that they no longer do that, and I'm glad they parted ways because I don't. Me seeing Nene hang out with Sierra was weird to me. That was weird to me. Even when I think they one of the holidays they spent together, maybe it was Thanksgiving or Christmas or something of last year, and I just thought that whole thing was weird. I was like, mm, Nene and Sierra, never in a million years would I put that together. But again, those are the things that I heard. I heard that it had gotten really ugly. As a matter of fact, I heard it got ugly on the episode that Carlos and them had filmed with Nene prior to all of that. It had gotten a little ugly. So I don't know, y'all, but what I do know is I'm glad that's over. Okay. I'm glad that's over. So I think, and who knows? I told y'all that Nene was still working with NBC Universal. In case if y'all don't know, when she hosted the Emmys or whatever award show that was, when she hosted the red carpet or the after party, that's a part of NBC Universal. So she's still in good graces with NBC Universal, and clearly maybe her and Bravo are on one accord, and we just don't know. Maybe we may see her make one appearance or something. I don't know. I do believe that they're probably going to test Nene out in the waters. I do, and I also think too. Now this is just me thinking. I ain't been told this. It's just me thinking. Y'all remember the deal that Monique got with Netflix, right? Where she sued Netflix. She said all these things about Netflix and everything like that. And y'all know her settlement with Netflix had to include something of a sort where she got so many projects. And I think she also got some money off top. I kind of think that that's the situation with Nene. And hear me out. The only reason why I think that is because, again, for her to be able to host the Emmys and for her to be able to do these things, something within that, I think it says, and her cadence in the way that she's been talking. I think Nene, something is coming for Nene. I do. I believe something is coming for Nene. Whether again, who knows? Maybe the Nene Leakes show, maybe the reason why it's on hiatus, maybe a network picked it up. Who knows? You never ever know. We never know. You never know. So those are just thoughts. I'm not gonna. I have never just put Nene on the back burner as far as the door being closed with Andy, because even the last BravoCon, Andy did say that he did say this. He said, "I respect Nene because Nene said to keep her name out of my mouth," but he also said that he said something to the effect of never say never or never say something like that to the effect that he said. And I told y'all then, I said I believe that Andy and Nene, they'll probably never be like they were before, but I believe they miss each other. I believe i believe all that. I believe they miss each other. I believe they've talked. I believe all that stuff. I believe that. I do believe that. um And so I just thought that was dope to hear him say it out of his mouth, because it helps the haters. It helps the haters. Some of y'all want to see Nene fail so bad. Some people want to see Nene fail miserable. Some people do. Some people do. Some people want all these people to fail miserably, right? But I know there's a lot of people want the door to be closed when they come to Nene. But clearly that's not the case. Clearly that's not the case. Shout out to Lanikia Monique Leaks. And in case if y'all don't know, I am a Lanithia Monique Leaks fan. Always have been and always will be. All right? She is the queen. She's the queen. And shout out to Giselle, because Giselle gave Nene her flowers yesterday on a panel. She also gave the rest of the Atlanta ladies their flowers, because she said had it not been for Atlanta, Potomac would not be here. So yeah. Whenever someone says something negative about NBC or Bravo, she deflects. She does. She does. She does. And I like that for her. I like that for her. hmm And notice that when people would say, "We want to see you back on TV. Are you coming back? Are you coming back?" And she would all before she would answer, she would say stuff like she would just be like, "No, and she would kind of avoid the question. Now, now it's like, but we'll see what they say. We'll see what happens. We'll see. So that's the reason why I think again that something could be coming down the pipeline. And again, will it be her back on RHOA? I doubt that. I doubt that. But I do think that she's gonna get something. I do. Whether again if it's a spinoff or something of some sort. I believe I believe they're gonna bring Nene back into the fold some kind of way. Some kind of way. Um I'm team Nene 279 wishes. Hey Brittany Boo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What else went on over there at Bravo Con? Girl, Sutton, Sutton, I really don't like you really now at all. Cause I feel like you used Garcelle for sure. You use Garcelle. You use Garcelle real bad. You use Garcelle real bad. And this season is going to be proof of you using Garcelle real bad. Yeah. This season is going to be proof that you used Garcelle real bad in your friendship with Garcelle. Yeah. I promise y'all. It's going to be proof. 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 The proof will be in the pudding. Erica Jane allegedly got booed on the stage because she was asked, and then she was asked if any of the, would you. The question was shady. It was something like, "Would you get rid of these people? Would you bring this person back on the show? Would you?" I can't remember verbatim what the question was, but basically, she basically said she would forget about. I think it was like, "Do you forget about? Do you want them back on your show? Would you hang?" Something like that. And she said she would forget about Garcelle, and the audience straight up booed her. I don't know why y'all think that Garcelle ain't got no fans and she ain't loved out here. I'm just saying, and y'all did her wrong. Like Garcelle or not, they did that lady wrong last season. They did her wrong. Hey, Lonnie, um, they they did her wrong, and so ain't y'all can't even have a season. She ain't even on the season, and y'all can't stop saying her name. Garcelle is that girl. Garcelle is that girl. And the fact of the matter is, Mama is out here working like never before. She got movies coming out. She's doing all kind of stuff. Cause y'all know my good friend Eric, um, for does photography for her for Garcelle, and he was just on set with her not too long ago. Um, so shout out to Garcelle. Shout out to Garcelle. Now, what the real gag would have been is if y'all still invited Garcelle down to the had y'all still invited Garcelle down to the Bravo con. That's what y'all should have did. Gag I mean, I about to say Teresa. Gag that gal, what's her name? Erica. Gag her. Since you got so much of a problem. Says the same person that Garcelle was boring and all she done this season she called Garcelle boring is pick some wallpaper for her damn kitchen. Girl, please. Goodbye. Okay, uh let's see, who else did I see clips from? Let me go over here to what's her name page. Oh, Monique and Giselle. So Monique and Giselle talked, okay. Wait, Nene Leakes will be featured. What? Oh, Nene Leakes is on Summer Walker's album? What? I know. Is this a joke? Queen Link Up. Nene Leakes will be featured on Summer Walker's upcoming album. What the hell Nene gonna be doing? I ain't gonna hold y'all. That one song that she had when we was in the pandemic. Nene Lee's song, that song did hit. I ain't gonna hold you. And the song she did with Bill. So I'm assuming this is what it is. So y'all know how when Bill did, I didn't really know that lady like that. The Bill lady, I didn't really know her like that. But y'all know how Bill used the scene where Nene got that watch, got that Rolex, and she was like, "Bitches is mad." So that's probably the same thing Summer Walker did. She probably used a quote or something of Nene's as a feature. I would assume I'm gonna go listen to it just because I want to hear it. Summer Walker's album came out on Friday, I think. Okay, well, hold on, let me see. I'm gonna go look right now. Ready? Girl, I open up YouTube and the first person I see is Joe, Big Net Net. Ugh, Big Net Net. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm just curious if it's on YouTube yet. Summer Walker. A heart of a woman. Um, questioning. Oh, it's not on. It's not on YouTube yet. It's not on YouTube yet. I'll go listen to it on the. I'm sure it's on YouTube Music, right? Let me see. It's sad that y'all ain't got nothing to do. Y'all can kick it with me for a little bit longer. Let me see. Summer Walker. Is y'all talking and my chat just hung up or something? Let me refresh. Maybe y'all been saying stuff and it just ain't been catching hold. But y'all not saying what's y'all problem this morning? What's y'all problem this morning? Why y'all choosing to why y'all choosing not to talk of stuff this morning? What's tea? Okay, Mariah the Scientist. Give me a reason. Glorilla. Okay, I may have to go listen to Summer Walker's album because she got some dope collabs on here. Her Glorilla is Sexy Red. Bryson Tiller. Give me a reason. Okay, I know that song Heart of a Woman is on here. Um ELC Patterson. I don't know what's the T. I don't know why nobody want to talk to me this morning. Mocha Drop say we still here. Okay, I was just wondering, honey. I thought the people had went on back to sleep. I do not see. So I don't know what song Nene Leakes on. I'm gonna have to ask some questions. Let me go back over here to this post. What song is it? Let me see. Let me go back. Hey, Miss Annette. Um, they don't say. She needs to spit some bars because come on and get this honey was a moment. Yeah, come on and get this honey was definitely a moment. I remember when people did TikTok. I remember when people did TikTok and Facebook challenges to Nene Leakes song. Okay, child. Okay, let me go back over here to. I'm gonna make sure I get everything highlighted in BravoCon. Let me see. All right. Um. Oh, I don't know. That's the ovation for Karen. I don't know if y'all care, but Vicky Gumbison, she gonna be a main cast over there on OC. I don't watch OC.
The sake of Melissa and Joe, I want it to be genuine. Because I always want a family to
Margaret, don't nobody care what you got to say for real. Oh, Kim Zolciak was down there at the BravoCon. I wonder if Kim and I wonder if Kim and what's the child named Candy? I wonder if they talk. Anyway, shout out to Candy. Candy received the Lifetime Achievement Award down to the BravoCon last night. Cynthia and Andy presented her with the award. Uh, she was like super emotional and everything. And then Riley, it was Cynthia and Riley, my bad. It was Cynthia and Riley who presented the award to Candy. Candy deserves it. I think Candy deserves that. You know what I'm saying? Candy deserves that. Because she was the longest, well, yeah, she was the longest running housewife and the highest paid. Of course, well, the people were saying highest paid. Mia, what you throwing tomatoes for? Mia, you throwing tomatoes at Candy? Or you throwing tomatoes at, who you throwing tomatoes at? Why is Mama Joyce more deserving? Why Candy can't be deserving of this award? She was the longest running housewife. She was the longest running housewife, and y'all, Bravo got Candy in their pocket. Are you kidding me? Oh, to Zodiac, Kim Zodiac. Okay, then I salute them tomatoes. I thought that was for Candy. I don't know what Candy do. Okay. By the way, Candy, Cynthia, and Riley body is bodying up here. Um, um, but yeah, I think Candy do deserve it because again, she was the longest running housewife. She left on good terms. You know, you know what I'm saying? Wig. So shout out to Candy for winning that award. Shout out to Candy for winning that award. Shamia, now that's who. That's who. Now why you throwing tomatoes at Candy? Candy just out here. Candy just out here doing what she doing, working and stuff like that. What Candy do? What Candy do? Poor Candy. But Candy is honestly deserving. I don't think nobody else deserves it because who else is the longest running housewife? Who else got spinoffs? Who else got Bravo in their pocket like Candy? I don't think nobody else do. Shamia got on this blue dress with this hat that the top of it is cut out, and so you can see the top of her head in the hat. It's so ugly. It's blue. It just, girl, Shamia just be doing too much, y'all. I tried with Shamia. I really did. I tried to be that one that see for sure. Shamia just I can't with Shamia. Uh, it is ugly. It's absolutely ugly. It's ugly. Okay, so here's some key takeaways from BravoCon yesterday. Vicky got her orange back for the Real Housewives of Orange County for season 20. Karen's Karen's grand return to Bravo gave a grand standing ovation. Candy's speech, now again, I didn't write this. Candy's speech is one for the books, made everyone cry in the room. Dorit lit his cigarette on stage while accepting an award. Teddy got an emotional standing ovation because y'all know Teddy was going through cancer. And then Angie K and Mary both won an award together last night. So I guess those were the key takeaways. I was talking about Giselle and Monique at one point. So Giselle and Monique made up, and I put a post out not too long ago where one of the biggest mistakes I think in reality TV is us not being able to move on and move past certain things, right? I get it. There are certain situations in your mind you probably cannot move past, but I think in situations like this, Monique and Giselle had no choice but to move forward because we need to get it. We need a show. I don't. I wouldn't want them to be coming back beefing out. That's 5 years of a beef. No one cares, right? No one cares. Binder was an epic moment. It was an epic moment, but you gotta move on. You gotta move the story forward. You gotta grow. You gotta evolve. You gotta do all of the things. This is why I say have grace on Karen during this process. But you have to grow and you have to evolve. And I think Monique, they say that Monique is a different person. I believe it. I believe that Monique is a different person. I believe Monique is a different person from what we've seen on Potomac before. I believe she's a different person from what we've seen on Love and Marriage DC. I do think that her marriage or the divorce and her having to you know, do Monique, I think it changes you and I think it puts you in a different place. So maturity and growing is a part of being an adult. It's also a part of being an adult. I just but I still have to say this about Monique. Monique ain't slick. Okay. I hope that Monique has grown away from leaking these stories and doing all this other stuff. Monique, that's one thing I hope you have grown away from doing. Let the people think whatever they're gonna think. You ain't got to get nobody up here to amp up stuff. Let the people think what they gonna think and let them do what they gonna do. Please. Please. I love it when you are authentically yourself. Okay? So please. Um Well, see, Patterson, again, I think at some point, this is what struggles with reality TV. You gotta move on. You've got to move on. Like, for instance, what's going on this year? If Kiana comes back and she comes back with this same, that need to be her last season. I don't like when people dwell on. It was 5 years ago. What do they honestly look like coming on screen, beefing about some stuff that happened 5 years ago? Jamal that moved on, that man that got remarried, doing other stuff. Like, both of their lives have changed. Giselle's girls are no longer there. She's an empty nester. Her girls are at college. I think again, it comes with growth and it comes with the reality of understanding that you gotta move a story forward. This is why we having issues on Bell Collective, and this is why we having issues because they don't know how to move shit forward. And that is the reality TV gem right now. Move the story forward. Because when they stay dwelling in the same situation for so long, people get checked out. They get checked out. And that's when they start calling the season toxic. And they start saying this about the season and this about the season. Because we're taking stuff from 2 seasons and 3 seasons ago and dragging it into the current season. And anybody got time for that. Move the story forward and find your ass to be somewhere else. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, this web reality series world is eating up the actual network reality TV, in my opinion. In my opinion. I don't know if y'all have paid attention to a lot of web reality shows that are out here, but to me, they are eating a lot more than these people who have major platforms, i.e., Bravo, OWN, VH1, MTV, whatever. They move better than they understand. In order to produce a show, you gotta keep the story moving. And that's what I need these Potomac ladies to realize. But the second half of Potomac looks really good. That trailer that they played yesterday, second half looks great. It looks phenomenal. And Monique is all up and through the second half. Okay. Um, you're gonna see Monique and Angel kind of get into it a little bit. Um, Let me see what else was a key takeaway from that. Oh, at the end, you can tell that cameras were picked back up when Eddie and Wendy got arrested. Because at the end of the trailer, you can hear Wendy asking, or Eddie says, "We've been through a lot in our marriage," or whatever, but this has taken the cake. And then Wendy says, "What does this mean for our marriage?" And then they show them hugging each other at that point. Then Andy shows up at Karen's house. Okay, we saw Karen actually getting out of the car, walking up to the door, and she hugged her family, embraced Ray, embraced her daughter, embraced her son, and then Andy comes. Andy knocks on the door, and Ray opens the door, and he says, "Andy." I wish Ray would have said Andrew. That's what I wish he would have said. So he said Andy, and then him and Karen, They go sit down for a sit down interview. Did I not tell y'all that Karen was gonna do a sit down interview with Andy? I promise y'all everything that I've said to y'all, everything that I've said to y'all has come true. I told y'all to expect a a sit down interview between Andy and Karen, and that's exactly what happened. Um, but Andy went to Potomac. Andy drove to Potomac. They say he did 100 from New York to Potomac. Okay, but I and Karen ends with saying, "Let's talk about my addiction." So I do think I'm gonna be tuned in. I think they said they won't air until February though. I think that's what I saw. I think they said it won't air until February. But again, I appreciate her for at least doing a sit down with Andy. There's other housewives that should take accountability that Andy has offered to do sit downs with that have declined his sit downs. So shout out to Karen for being bold enough to get in her own house, huh? In her own house, do an interview. I thought that was dope. I did see a video of Karen and Giselle last night. Karen looks great. Karen looks great. Yeah, they too old to be fighting like this. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Um, Content creators reviews are eating up reality TV. I watch the reviews. The only show I watch is Ready to Love. See now, Mia. This is why for the awards show we're honoring more people in the podcast and YouTuber sphere because, or content creators sphere because we really do honestly bring eyes to the show. All these producers can get up and talk about us any kind of way that they want to about blogging or whatever we do, but we literally bring viewerships to the show. Why y'all think Carlos came out here and started doing the very thing that he was complaining about us doing? He came out here and he did it because he saw that the money was in it and he saw that there was absolutely a way for people to start watching the shows. If now, I think he should be more consistent with his shows, but again, he knew. He knew, which is why he get out here and do it. Which is why some of these people that's on these shows, Portia, Shamia, who else got a YouTube that be out here reviewing and recapping their shows? Kiana was doing it on Instagram. They all do it because they see and they know that content creators bring viewerships to these shows. Say what you want. Say what you want. But it brings viewerships to these shows. A lot of these people don't watch these shows, but they do watch the reviews. So shout out to Mia for saying that. Period. That's true because I watch CC's before I watch the shows. See? Now see, I can't do that. I used to, so I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I first started in this space, they didn't know they was my mentors, but people like Kempire and DJ Richie Sky and Scotty. I cannot leave. Scotty was the first one. Scotty was the very, very first one. So I gotta give Scotty his flowers. But DJ Richie Sky has such a huge heart, which is why I know people have turned on DJ Richie Sky. I would never. Okay. I love DJ Richie Sky. But I said that to say this. DJ Richie Sky, Kempire, Bondi, and Scotty were some of the first people that I used to watch, right? I still watch Scotty, Bondi, DJ Rich Scott, and Kempire. I still watch them faithfully. If I don't catch them live, I watch the replay. More than likely, I catch the replay. But anyway, I said that to say this. It's interesting to me how we can have thousands of views on our videos whenever we talk about these things. And it's interesting how some of these cast members pick apart what we do and what we say Especially all the negative stuff instead of the positive stuff, and I just find that interesting. But DJ Richard Scott said something yesterday that really stuck with me. I can't watch other people's reviews prior to me watching the show because then their reviews are going to be stuck in my mind and I'm going to be thinking about what they have said in their review, and then my review is probably going to include some of the stuff that was in their review because then in the back of my mind I'm thinking about what they said. Does that make sense? I know I do that. I know I heard Kim Power say that yesterday. Um I heard DJ Richie Scott say it. I heard a lot of people say that we can't, as content creators, it's hard to watch other people's reviews before we do our own because it's stuck in the back of our mind. And we ain't trying to copy or nothing, but it is stuck in the back of our mind. And I may not have seen something the way you've seen it, but then when you say you've seen it this way, then I'm thinking, oh, I didn't look at it that way. But that's not my original take from it. So, salute to all the content creators who are out here really doing a big one. Shout out to C Diggy, um, um, the Brooke Ashley, Rodney the Voice, Alexander Rogers. I do see them at BravoCon, and shout out to them. Shout out to them. People are naturally biased, and others might not agree. That's one reason, but as content creators, it's hard to listen to other people's reviews because it may be something that stuck with me in your review, and then I'm like going behind you in my review, and I'm saying it, but that's not my original thought. If that makes any sense. And again, I don't think it's copying. I just think it's natural. I think it's natural when you hear other people's review of something. It's natural. You keep it kind of closed in. So again, salute to the content creators. We are. Let me put this on the screen. So, the Reality TV Starlight Awards is honoring producers, YouTubers, podcasters, reality stars, web reality stars, all kinds of people. It is honoring them. Okay. But this is how you guys get to participate in this. And so, this is why I'm saying it. And there's 61 people in here. You guys get to participate in multiple ways with the award show. All right. So the first thing that you guys are going to be able to do, you guys can become a member of the Starlight Awards. You could become a member, or you could be on the board, right? And basically, what this does is we will have open submissions. So you'll be able to submit a nomination for your favorite content creators. So let's just say C. Patterson wants to nominate let's say Really B and Scotty. So one of the categories would be um, the most consistent reality TV YouTuber or content creator, something like that. I'm just making something up right now. You would be able to go and nominate who you want to nominate for that particular category. So, you know, I'm going to be the only one that I will not be accepting any open nominations because I don't want anybody to think I'm choosing any type of favoritism or anything. Even though we have a board who selects this stuff, I don't want to be involved in it. So you guys will be able to put everybody else besides me in these categories as to you submitting a nomination for them. It's going to be really dope. And again, we're honoring those behind the scenes producers, content creators, podcasters, makeup artists, stylists, hairstylists, hair artists. Have you ever heard of a hair artist? Well, we're gonna honor the hair artists as well. Okay. We're gonna honor the hair audits and the makeup audits as well. And then we're gonna have some performances during the show. Y'all, this is gonna be really amazing. Y'all know last year we had a board, but everybody got busy. Everybody got super, super busy, and even myself included. Got super, super busy, and I didn't really have the time to set this aside. We're getting sick, being in the hospital, all those things. There was just a lot going on last year. So this year we're solid. We're standing 10 toes down in this. I want y'all to become a member. It's free. You ain't got to pay nothing to become a member. You could be a fan member, which gives you access to early voting. It gives you access to early nominees, where you'll be able to see the nominees that are selected, etc. If you want to be a part of the voting panel and the judges members, you will have to sign an NDA, and then board and committee members, they also have to sign an NDA. But the fan support members, you don't have to sign an NDA. Okay, so sign up, honey. Sign up, sign up, sign up. We're gonna have us a good time. Sign up, sign up. It's free. It's free. And the application is not that long. It just breaks down each one of these roles in the beginning. But once you get past that part, it's not long at all. I think it's a total of maybe 8 questions, something like that. The hair audits should receive a gift card for a shrimp salad. Not a gift card for a shrimp salad. I'm glad you picked up on hair audits because now you knew. And you said hair artist. It's hair audits. Like an audit that you do. That's what it is. It's hair audits. Hmm. Thank you, Butterfly, for the jewels. I appreciate it. Speaking of jewels, if y'all actually want to send that money, that jingle jingle and jangle jangle, y'all sure can. If you like to send the money to jangle jangle and jingle jingle, they're gonna catch you up. um, but yeah, we really do want y'all to be a part, and then also too, there will be public voting. Um, all of that, yes, we are gonna redo everything all over again. You guys did vote last year, but this year it's gonna be different. Okay, so y'all stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. And shout out for the people who have already joined the membership. I appreciate y'all. Again, it's free. You ain't gotta pay for nothing. Okay, let me refresh my thing over here. So this is BravoCon day number 2. I think Atlanta's panel is today, and I think Married to Medicine's panel is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Margaret, don't nobody care about. Don't nobody care. Oh, here y'all go. Nene and I texted a few months ago. Nene and I texted a few months ago.
Nene. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love Nene, and she brought so much to the show. And I think that she was, she's always going to be missed. Her energy, you know what I mean? She started it. She opened up the doors for us, and I think she should always be respected and forever missed. Like, what's wrong with that? Nene. Yes. Yeah.
So they asked Portia who she missed the most, and she said Nene. I hope her and Nene have sat down and talked about their situation. Did I not see that? I think I did see where Nene said that she was open to talking to Portia, and Portia said she was open to talking to Nene. It was just a misunderstanding. I want y'all to grow up from this, because big sister, little sis, y'all gonna always be big sis, little sis with problems, with issues. Y'all gonna always be big sis, little sis with issues. Oh, audit. I wasn't sure how to spell. Like an audit. That's how she said hair audits and makeup audits. So anyway, I hope to see you guys apply for being a member here for the award show. I think it's going to be super dope. And of course, we're still going to honor those who are actually in reality TV from the major networks as well. We're still going to be honoring mothers. And because because we had already selected who we were honoring last year on the award show, we're going to still do the same thing this year. I think it would be weak of me to change the honorary awards. So Candy, Karamo, Melody, T.S. Madison, and there was somebody else. There was somebody else. I can't think off the top of my head. Uh, there was somebody else. But anyway, we're still gonna honor those people as well for the award show. So y'all get ready, because it's about to be a movement. It's about to be a movement. I see, 3 years ago, we ain't see a lot of these award shows and stuff popping up for reality TV, and I'm starting to see it now, which is cool because can't nobody touch what I've done. And I'm not pumping myself up. I'm not. I ain't trying to do none of that, but can't nobody do what I've done. You know what I'm saying? hmm Who paved the way? I did. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, we got two more responses. So shout out to y'all for signing up. Again, it's free, y'all. It's free. And I get it. Everybody is not gonna be 10 toes down on your vision. Oh, that's exactly who it was. Thank you so much. It was honoring Kiki. Kiki, that's who it was. Honoring Kiki from Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's exactly who it was. I forgot. I was like, who else was it? Thank you, Mia. Thank you so much. It's Kiki. So yeah, those are the people that we are going to honor as well. But really quick, I get it. Everybody is not going to side with your vision and the things that you have going on. But in case if you guys did not see the first award show that I produced, go check it out. It's on this page. It's here. But this year is going to be better than ever. All right, better than ever. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go work on some stuff for the award show as we speak. So listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me this morning, team. Okay, I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me. Make sure I hope you guys hit that like button. As you guys came in and out of the chat, it's greatly appreciated. Okay. Um, wait, what? Oh, I will be talking about. I will be talking about. Oh wow, I will be talking about. What's the child name? Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump a little bit later too. All right. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.